This is ABC 7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Now back to the latest on those explosions at Istanbul's airport. Turkey's NTV television is quoting Istanbul's governor as saying 28 people now we're hearing were killed in that attack at the city's airport and some 60 others wounded. The governor also says that 3 suicide bombers carried out the attack. Officials had previously said 1 or 2 attackers had blown themselves up at the entrance to the international terminal at the airport after police fired at them. Here at home in Northport, Warm Mineral Springs is staying open longer over the summer. The extended hours are part of a pilot program put in place by city commissioners. But not enough people are taking advantage of it, and it's now losing money. ABC 7's Christopher Bradley has more.
The springs are a hot spot for tourists and residents alike.
You come out feeling refreshed. You come out feeling renewed.
For Gita Duchesne, the springs are a place to help get rid of her lifetime struggle with eczema.
Came once, and since then my hands are perfect. I've never had a recurrence of that eczema, ugly eczema I used to get.
Now that renewal can come later in the day. The springs are open 9 to 5 as normal, but from now until August 31st, you can go from 5:30 to 8 in the evening. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't. And that's fabulous.
As it turns out, most people don't know about the summer program. This calendar shows about how much money was made on a given day in green. In red is how much money was lost. On average, it seems to be losing about $519 every day.
We're already making money in that operations, and so what we're doing is using that funding that we've already generated to explore the pilot program.
This spring is currently losing money, having to pay the management company to keep the doors open later. General Services Director Robin Carmichael says that's because not enough advertising has been done.
We're hoping that as people find out that we have the summer hours, we will have greater participation.
At the end of the summer program, city commissioners will decide whether they want to continue this summer hours program into next year. In Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Christopher, thank you. An attorney is appealing a decision to move Glazer Gates Park in Bradenton. 2 months ago, a judge dismissed a lawsuit trying to prevent the park's relocation. Developers want to move the park to make way for a new apartment complex. But some people who live nearby say Glazer Gates has historical significance and is the focus of an important archaeological site. The attorney now has 75 days to file a brief and wait for a response from a developer's attorney. From there, the case could go before a 3-judge appeals panel. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are investigating an overnight burglary spree. Deputies say 4 sheds and 3 vehicles were burglarized at Royal Gardens Estates in Bradenton sometime between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. A variety of items were stolen. The Sheriff's Office says this is an ongoing investigation. So far, no arrests have been made. Transportation officials are making the replacement of the DeSoto Bridge in Manatee County a regional project priority. That bridge that spans the Manatee River and connects Bradenton and Palmetto is at the end of its service life. Traffic is consistently backed up on the span. Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization decided to add the bridge to its regional priority list yesterday. A study is currently underway to look into options on replacing it, but no plans have been set to build a new one. And transportation officials are also looking into how to make a stretch of 8th Avenue West in Bradenton safer for pedestrians. The Florida Department of Transportation presenting a plan to make more than $500,000 in improvements to the 4-lane road. That proposal includes adding several crosswalks, medians, landscaping, and fencing. A public hearing on the project will be held on July 14th at 5 p.m. It will take place at Bradenton City Hall. Well, it's one of the biggest events on the Suncoast this summer, the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival. ABC 7's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan joins us now live from the big kickoff party happening tonight at the Sarasota Yacht Club. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Scott. It's always a big event, too. This kickoff party is usually well attended. It's the Sarasota Yacht Club this year. It goes from 6 until 11 o'clock tonight. We got the great band, Kettle of Fish, right now. Dana Lawrence already getting ready to set up there, along with Greg Paulus, a great guitarist, as well as all the other band members. The weather behind me, although it looks ominous, I got to tell you, we were watching one cloud It looked like it was going to develop, and then it kind of fell apart. So the coastal location staying clear right now. Let's go to the maps to show you what's happening. We had some big storms around earlier today. Most of that has since pushed on toward the east. And in fact, that rain was heavy at times in between Northport and Venice, where we saw nearly 3 inches of rain. Right now, most of that rain now well east, and not much of it, really. It's been relatively quiet considering what time of year we're in. We'll see a little bit more widespread activity, especially inland areas, as we push closer to the weekend. But for the time being, there's a little bit of dry air. I know it doesn't feel like it. At the surface, there isn't. But in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, which kind of shuts down these storms a little bit. And temperature right now is at 89 degrees with sunshine. Feels about like 96. But in the shade, it's not bad. That's what the cameraman says anyway. Dave. Little Davey, back to you guys.
All right, Bob, thank you. Congressional Republicans releasing a report on the Benghazi attacks that was years in the making. The 800-page report includes interviews with 80 new witnesses and reveals new details on the attack that killed 4 Americans, including U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens. The House Benghazi panel is faulting the military for its slow response and sending resources to the U.S. outpost back in 2012, despite orders from President Obama and Defense Secretary Leon Panetta. It also focuses on the fact the administration initially blamed the attack on an anti-Muslim video. The Clinton campaign says this report, which took 2 years and cost $7 million, was politicizing the deaths of those 4 Americans.
Nothing could have reached Benghazi because nothing was ever headed to Benghazi. Washington had access to real-time information, but that real-time information did not inform and instruct the decisions made in Washington.
This is a committee that has gone on longer than the 9/11 Commission, than the committee designated to look at Pearl Harbor, the assassination of President Kennedy, the Iran-Contra affair, and Watergate.
Former Secretary Clinton is actually mentioned less in this report than a separate report released by Democrats. However, 2 Republicans are releasing their own addendum taking aim at the former secretary. Here on the Suncoast, the Sarasota County Democratic Party is already mobilizing support for the presumptive nominee 6 months ahead of the election. Local Hillary Clinton supporters are going to the phones and door to door in an early effort to sway voters. The chair of Sarasota's party says although our area leans Republican, this year could be different. She points to 2008 when then Senator Obama lost Sarasota County by a small margin.
He only lost by approximately 208 votes in 2008. And I think this will be the year that Sarasota County goes blue.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll take a closer look at the inner workings of the Clinton campaign here on the Suncoast. Now to the celebration of Pat Summitt's life, the winningest coach in Division I college basketball history. Tributes continue to pour in as friends and fans remember a pioneer in women's sports and a champion who inspired millions.
But you're the ones that have to get it done, and you better make it happen starting right now.
Pat Summitt's passion and fire on the court may have won her more basketball games than any coach in Division I college basketball history, men's or women's. But her devotion and drive off the court earned Summitt the title of a consummate competitor.
She was always fighting, whether it was for herself or fighting for us or for the game.
With Summitt in charge, Tennessee won 8 national championships, scored 1,098 victories. She then coached the 1984 women's basketball team to their first gold medal.
We would not have the same opportunities were it not for the people like Pat Summitt who led the way and opened doors that we walked through.
Then, in 2011,
Pat Summitt has been diagnosed with early onset dementia.
I hate to say, why me? And then I just said, well, forget this. Let's go battle it.
But a year later, that fight forced Summitt to make the difficult decision to step down as the head coach at Tennessee. Her accomplishments ultimately recognized with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, a deserving tribute, fans say, for the ultimate champion.
I don't think anyone could ever come close to her. She's so great at what she did. It's going to be hard to top her.
Today, in a statement, President Obama called Summitt an inspiring fighter. Her son said she died peacefully, surrounded by her loved ones. A public service will take place on July 14th. Pat Summitt was only 64 years old. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a record-shattering settlement. The 3 things Volkswagen is being forced to do because of its emissions scandal. Plus, dangerous dressers. IKEA issues a massive recall after multiple children were killed. Those stories coming up.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to save a life? Find out by donating platelets at Suncoast Blood Bank.
I'm Haley Wilgus, ABC7. Platelets aid in the clotting process and are vital in the treatment of cancer and surgical patients, trauma victims, and critically ill newborns. It's tough to keep enough on the shelves because they only last 5 days. To donate, call this number or visit scbb.org and you can help save a life.
ABC7 congratulates Suncoast Blood Bank on 65 years of serving our community. ABC7 is proud to present Line Dance Central. Now you can learn popular country and not so country line dances from the comfort of your own home. Just visit mysuncoast.com, click on Entertainment, and you'll be kicking up your boots or flip-flops in no time. Brought to you by the White Buffalo Saloon and Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Sarasota Ford.
Each year during the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival, local fishing enthusiasts, boat captains, and government agencies volunteer their time to take more than 80 special needs clients out for a day of fishing on Sarasota Bay. It's called the Friendliest Catch. After a day on the water, every participant is a winner and recognized during a special lunch and awards presentation held at the Sarasota Sailing Squadron.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
June is Men's Health Month. ABC 7's Alex Redmond breaks down the most common medical conditions affecting men's health and their mortality. Alex?
Thanks, Scott. Glance around most assisted living facilities or nursing homes in the U.S., and you'll see women often greatly outnumber the men. The gender gap is striking.
If you are a man, you have a 50-50 lifetime risk of heart disease from age 40 on, says cardiologist and concierge Dr. Daniel Cooper.
If men get diagnosed earlier and risk factors be addressed earlier, you may be able to really prevent heart disease and reduce the events of heart attacks.
Heart disease is the #1 cause of male death in the U.S.
Men usually in their 40s and 50s are usually extremely busy, they're successful in their careers, they have high anxiety.
Blood pressure is one of the main reasons people can develop heart disease and suffer heart attacks, explains Dr. Cooper.
Simply by modifying risk factors, you may be able to prevent an unexpected heart attack in your 40s and 50s.
Between ages 60 and 79, coronary heart disease affects men twice as much as women, and after that, it goes up exponentially.
Young men are often very healthy, but we have risk factors in terms of lifestyle.
Fourth-year med student Jeff Wunderlich says that he's noticed in his experience that men don't seem to take care of themselves as well as women when it comes to going to the doctor.
The solution is to take care of yourself and make a schedule and be efficient, and that'll lead to a longer life.
The CDC finds cancer the second leading cause of death in men in the U.S.
Prostate cancer is age-related, difficult to prevent. I mean, there's been some thought that perhaps decreasing caloric intake, avoiding fatty foods, exogenous hormones, the administration of testosterone, I think, is dangerous.
Colon cancer can't be prevented, but the CDC finds early detection saves lives. Start prevention health screenings at age 50 or earlier.
I think a real big issue has to do with lung cancer, which is the second most common deadly form of cancer in men. And that's almost completely tobacco related. Over 90% of cases of lung cancer in men is related to the use of tobacco products, and it's something which is completely preventable.
And the third leading cause of men's death is unintentional injuries, which are simply accidents. Many unintentional injuries, including falls, fire, and impaired driving, can be easily prevented.
So, Alex, is there just one piece of advice that doctors say, we should listen to as men and try to live longer?
Absolutely. Go to the doctor as often as the women do, because early screening, early detection will help to save your life and prolong your life if something's caught early.
Yeah, not always the easiest thing for men to do, is it?
No.
Yeah. For whatever reason. All right, thank you, Alex. Let's check back now with ABC 7's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. He's live at the kickoff party at the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival. Bob?
Always a big deal, too, Scott. This is a huge event each and every year, well attended. People love it. It's a great way to kind of celebrate the beginning, if you will, of the big festivities that'll be going on all weekend long. But we already started that off this past Saturday. Lucy Nicandri now joining us, the festival director. Lucy, you've been doing this for many years, and this is always a huge event here at the Sarasota Yacht Club this year.
It is, Bob. This actually kicks off the big race weekend. It's one of our biggest fundraisers of the entire festival for Suncoast Charities for Children. We're expecting close to 400 here tonight, so we're very excited.
And people can still come out, too. I mean, there's tickets available at the door, right?
Absolutely. They're $100. We'll sell them to you right at the door, and all proceeds go right straight to the charity.
That's what I like about that. And then we have the big fishing tournament tomorrow as well for the special needs. It's always a big event, too.
Yeah, it's called the Friendliest Catch. We're going to be bringing about 80 special needs clients out to the Sarasota Outboard Club for a catch and release tournament. And then everybody's a winner at the end. We have a great awards banquet and luncheon for all the clients, and they really enjoy it.
And a block party on Friday. I mean, it just keeps going. The golf tournament, we got this tonight, and the fishing tournament and the block party as well.
Yeah, you want to come down Main Street between Orange and Palm. We've got 30 big boats on display. Live band Luna Blue from Tampa. It's going to be rocking from 6 to 11 on Friday night.
All right, and we got a big band here tonight, too. Kettle of Fish will be playing some great music, so come on out. Yeah. Thank you, Lucy. Doing a great job as always.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and we're happy that you're here.
We're going to try and work on the weather and make sure it stays quiet as it has been. I'll tell you, the Sarasota Bay webcam showing some good things as far as our weather goes tonight. We have had just some bigger storms earlier, but most of those storms have been moving on to the east. So things are really quite calm out here tonight, and will stay that way as we move on through time. Sarasota Bay webcam showing generally cloudy skies east. If you look west, it's sunny, and big storms now have pushed well to the east. Not much going on near the coast. So if you're coming out here tonight, it should not be a problem. It should not be an issue near the coast. It was earlier today along I-75. Boy, a bullseye there. 3.3 inches of rain with the estimated rainfall from the Doppler radar site in between Venice and Northport, right there near Warm Mineral Springs. A little less there near Warm Mineral Springs, but near I-75 and North River Road, some heavier rainfall. The water vapor imagery is showing still a little bit of dry air in the mid-levels to the upper levels of the atmosphere. And that's the reason why we're not seeing as many storms. That's going to change a little bit as we move through time. The heat index at the surface, we're still getting that moisture. So it feels like 96 out here. A west wind at 9 and the pressure 29.97 inches. And that is holding steady. The high today was 91. The low was 77. And no rainfall to report. And now we're below average, if you can believe that, in terms of the rain for the month. Considering we had Colin around. 76 in Tallahassee, it's cool down there. 90 in Pensacola, and 89 in Wauchula now, 88 degrees in Lakewood Ranch, and 85 into Punta Gorda. Well, the future radar cast tonight showing rain. There's a chance for a few coastal showers, but most of the action will be, again, inland and along the east coast, pushing off toward the east later on in the afternoon and evening. So expect a few coastal showers around, it looks like, over the upcoming days. As far as the enhanced satellite imagery goes, the tropics remain quiet. For boaters, it looks good. Seas running less than 2 feet, and that should be the case through the weekend, too, for the big power boats. The rain chance is slowly increasing, though, as we move through time. For the remainder of this week and into the weekend. As I mentioned, though, the timing of the storm, Scott, and it looks like most of the activity will be inland later on in the day. There could still be some coastal showers, though, hanging along the immediate coastline in the late morning, early afternoon, right through the weekend. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Right now, we're seeing I-75 still backed up in the northbound lanes in Sarasota. There's also a crash on 75 heading south at the University Parkway exit, which is also slowing a little bit of traffic down. Volkswagen is agreeing to pay a nearly $15 billion settlement in its emissions scandal, the automaker admitting to selling about 11 million cars with software designed to cheat emissions tests. The deal includes repairing or buying back cars, with owners getting as much as $10,000. Volkswagen must also pay $2.7 billion into the EPA fund to compensate for the environmental impact caused by the emissions issues.
The company must pay consumers to get these cars off the road. Secondly, the company must fund pollution reduction projects that are designed to offset the damage that it's caused. And third, the company must invest in projects that will encourage Americans to expand their use of zero-emissions vehicles in the future.
The agreement still has to be approved by a federal court. A hearing in the case is scheduled now for June 30th. IKEA is recalling 29 million chests and drawers, warning the furniture can fall on top of children. The Consumer Product Safety Commission reports at least 6 children, all of whom were 3 years old or younger, were killed when the chest or dresser toppled over. IKEA says all chests and drawers should be attached to a wall to prevent them from falling. The company is now offering free kits to attach the furniture to a wall. Customers can also ask for a refund. Entertainment news is next.
This Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Minute is brought to you by Florida Leather Gallery.
Money raised during the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Festival allows Suncoast Charities for Children to provide annual grants to the Suncoast Foundation. Since the festival began, more than $20 million in facilities have been built by the Suncoast Foundation across the area, benefiting Community Haven, Children First, Sarasota County Special Olympics, and the Florida Center for Early Childhood.
Florida Leather Gallery is celebrating the 4th of July with spectacular savings. Take 33% off hundreds of styles. Experience freedom of choice with a wide and wonderful assortment of leathers. Freedom from worry with our impressive collection of protected leathers. And freedom from guilt as we proudly offer the lowest price guaranteed. Plus, free delivery. It's all happening right now. Come celebrate with our Lexperts at our 6 Florida Leather Galleries.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
That's Chuck, proud homeowner, regular do-it-yourselfer. Today he's attempting an electrical repair. This is Pablo. He's an electrician with Mr. Sparky. How's he doing, Pablo?
Terrible, Mike.
Yeah. What Chuck doesn't realize is that almost 68,000 home fires are caused every year by electrical problems.
What?
If he doesn't have the proper tools and training, he's liable to start the next one.
Little help here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You might want to write that number down.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, our film critic reviews the summer blockbusters, plus yoga stretches at work, Shark Week, and fish sandwiches.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
The judge overseeing the legal proceedings about Prince's estate has finally set a deadline. Attorneys have until July 8th to submit written positions on DNA testing. Prince's sister and 5 half-siblings are in line to inherit the singer's estate, estimated at $300 million or more. But several others have also come forward claiming a tie to the musician. Prince did not leave a will and did not have any children. Attorneys are setting ground rules to determine potential heirs. The judge says the case is complex and he will not rush to make a decision. Prince Harry is following his mother's example and will join the fight against AIDS. Harry plans to speak at an international AIDS conference in South Africa next month and will meet with doctors and nurses who are caring for HIV-positive patients in London. His mother, Princess Diana, helped publicize the plight of AIDS victims in the late 1980s and also carried out many private visits. Prince Harry is involved with many charities and has worked to help wounded veterans. New York's famed Apollo Theater is looking for talented singers in the Big Easy. The Apollo will hold auditions for its amateur night talent competition at New Orleans Essence Festival this Friday and Saturday. A separate online contest will take place from July 11th to August 5th. One winner will be chosen from New Orleans and 4 from video submissions, and those winners will compete in September. Johnny Depp is parting ways with some highly valuable works of art from his private collection. Ahead of his upcoming divorce from his wife Amber Heard, Depp is selling 8 paintings and drawings. The collection will go under the hammer at Christie's auction house tomorrow and Thursday. Just one of the paintings is expected to fetch around $3 million. Nice collection. We'll be right back with more news and weather. Stay with us.